Hey, what's up, everybody? Frederick Polk here. So I got up this morning, got to writing, threw on YouTube and put my music on. I typically go there. I don't do Spotify or really streaming. It's not out of any kind of moral stance. It's just, well, I've been messing around with YouTube music since YouTube was a thing. And it's just, habit. And one of the things that happens is you get the AdSense commercials, and my brain kind of treats them like radio. Boy, normally I tune them out. It's not until they're almost done that I even realize they're going. But one thing caught me today, and that was the change up. And I got two erectile dysfunction ads, and they were the quack ones, you know. One was for taking a special kind of honey at night, and you could, quote, perform like the porn stars. And the other was for salt or something. I didn't listen to it. I thought, man, if that's a topical application, oh, Lord, that's going to feel like sandpaper, especially if it's that pink Himalayan salt. Or if it's an oral, it's going to feel like you're back in football practice in the 1970s. Oh, it'll get your heart rate going. I don't know about your libido, but something's going to be pumping. Most likely your blood pressure. Anyway, I digress. But it got me thinking about Trump and MAGA and all these various scams that he's done with his, I don't know, various shoes and Dogecoin and hell, you name it. Even the Bibles from China, all this bullshit that we see. And that's kind of what I feel like that's what America is turning into. It's all this like junk that you'd find at a flea market or a garage sale that nobody wants anymore. Hell, and that was never really good for us in the first place. And, like even talking about like a cryptocurrency sovereign wealth fund, it's just sad, sad in the way that it's just such an obvious scam, like honey for erectile dysfunction or salt or whatever the hell that was. And then I think about all the stuff I'm reading going on in the EU, all that rearmament and the speed at which they're moving. And I know this is going to sound a little hippy dippy, but I am a creative. So I kind of, and after being around LA for 10 years, you tend to talk like folks you live near. It just feels like all the energy's going over there and it's leaving us. That the possibility of things being better, being different is over there. It's no longer over here. And that's the one thing that, hell, even if I was on the tail end of it back in the 80s and 90s, I was a kid in the 80s, I became a young man in the 90s. And even somewhat in the 2000s and the 2010s, it's like there was a element of possibility, especially with Obama, that, and that's something I think as Americans we've just taken for granted because so many people for so long have wanted to come here, to build a life. Even the notion of the American dream is one of possibility and excitement. And we don't seem to have that anymore. And MAG is definitely not going to get it back for us. Hell, even if they were doing things the right way, I'm talking effectively doing things, they're not going to be able to get it. Those days are long gone. Hell, they're talking about a past that doesn't even exist. And for a lot of Americans, it never existed. Especially if you were a person of color or you were a woman. The good old days weren't so good. And now, well, like I said, it just feels like the air's been sucked out of the room. And it's heading over, well, it's heading across the pond. And, well, I hate to say it, as a creative, and especially with capital, I don't have the capital, but both creativity and capital tend to follow the energy. And I feel like that may happen. I'm a little sad by it. But I am excited about the possibility, at least being somewhere. And to paraphrase Kerouac, I kind of want to be around it. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. Keep the faith, defend democracy, and I'll see you later.